This is liquid pizza dough. And I made it in a blender. No kneading, no mess. Just blend everything together, pour the liquid dough straight into the pan, and bake. Perfect shape, easy method. Anyone can make this at home. In today's video, I'll explain every step clearly, with all the important tips. So stay with me till the end. Let's get started. When I make bread or pizza at home, I usually use bread flour. And today, I'm using Caputo bread flour. But honestly, don't stress about it. For this recipe, any flour works. The only thing you really need to watch is the consistency. As you blend, the batter should flow slowly like a thick batter. So today, I'm using 250 grams of flour, about 8.8 ounces. This recipe is flexible. You decide if you want the batter a little thicker or a little thinner. For salt, I'm adding 5 grams. Mix it into the flour and just keep it aside for now. Now let's move to the water. I'm using lukewarm water. If you touch it, it should feel warm, not hot. I've got 325 grams of water here. That's around 11.45 ounces. Into the water, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of instant dry yeast. If you're using active dry yeast, activate it first. Then goes in extra virgin olive oil. Even a small amount makes a big difference. That subtle pizza aroma, that richness, this is where it starts. Now give it a quick mix. Now everything's ready to blend. One thing here, use a large blender if you have one. It just blends easily and makes life easier. First, pour the yeast mixture into the blender. Blend it for about 15 to 20 seconds. No need to rush, but also don't blend too long. Too much blending creates heat, and heat isn't great for yeast. Now add the flour. Start with pulse mode, a few pulses, just until the flour and liquid come together. Once it's combined, switch to low speed, not high speed. High speed creates heat and can weaken the yeast. Blend on low for another 15 to 20 seconds. Stop as soon as it looks smooth. Have a look at this texture. This is what you want. If it looks too thick, add a little water. If it's too thin, add a bit of flour. Always adjust 1 or 2 tablespoons at a time. Blend again and check. Every flour absorbs water differently, so adjusting is completely normal. Alright, once the blending is done, and now you can bake the dough straight away. But if you let the batter rest for a while, the result is always better. Once you're happy with the consistency, cover it and let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes. During this time, the dough hydrates on its own. Gluten starts forming naturally, and the yeast slowly wakes up. First thing, preheat your oven to 230 degrees Celsius. Give it time to heat properly. This really helps with the base. For baking today, I'm using 2 trays, 1 smaller tray and 1 bigger one. You don't need the same setup. You can use a small tray, medium, or even a large one. Just divide the liquid dough and bake. Before pouring the batter, make sure to spray the tray with oil. Especially with liquid dough, it helps prevent sticking and gives a better base. Now pour the batter into the tray. If you want a thin base, just pour enough to cover the pan. If you want a thicker base, simply add a little more batter. Today, I'm making a thin crust pizza, so I'm keeping the layer nice and light. Bake this at 230 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes on the middle rack. And look at this base. It's baked perfectly. Nice round shape, good color, and fully set. This is exactly what we want at this stage. Now, if you're not making the pizza straight away, let the base cool completely first. Once it's cooled, place it in a container. Put baking paper in between the bases, cover it with a lid, and keep it in the fridge. You can store these bases in the fridge for 4 to 5 days easily. If you want to freeze them, they'll keep well for a couple of months. Whenever you need one, just take it out, leave it at room temperature for 10 to 15 minutes, add sauce and toppings, and bake again like fresh pizza. Now let's make the pizza sauce. I'll show you 2 simple ways. The first one is the quick method. Just mix your tomato sauce with seasoning and herbs, and it's ready to use. The second method takes a little more time, but it gives you much deeper flavor. Heat some oil in a pan, add garlic, and cook it until it's lightly golden. Then add the tomato sauce, some dried herbs, a bit of salt, and let it cook for 4 to 5 minutes. Finish with some fresh basil. If your tomato sauce tastes a bit sour, just add 1 teaspoon of sugar. It balances everything perfectly. Now we have everything ready: pizza base, sauce, and the toppings. Now let's make the pizza. Start by spreading the pizza sauce evenly over the base. Don't go all the way to the edge. Leave a little space so you get a nice crust. Next, add a good layer of cheese. This helps hold everything together and gives that great melt. Now it's time for toppings. Today I'm using salami, olives, tomato, and onion, but feel free to use whatever you like. That's the best part about homemade pizza. Once the toppings are on, add a little more cheese on top, just enough to finish it nicely. Now bake the pizza for 10 to 12 minutes until the cheese is completely melted, bubbly, and lightly golden. And look at this pizza. Perfectly baked, nice color, and that cheesy finish. So, what do you think about this blender pizza method? I really hope you like it, because it's super easy to make at home and honestly anyone can do it. You can even prepare the bases in advance and keep them in the fridge or freezer, so whenever you feel like pizza, it's ready to go. If you enjoyed this recipe, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who loves making pizza, and don't forget to subscribe for more easy homemade recipes like this. Until next time, enjoy your pizza.